you'll make some friends, you'll make some acquaintances, some business contacts, or you won't. But it really is. It depends on your people.
I tell you what, Dr. Mitch. So I'm looking down in the audience, right, and I agree with what you said. And there's a person down there that every time I see him, I kind of chuckle a little bit because he's like the nicest guy, And I actually got him to curse me out, and that's my man Ken Frankel. If you can get Ken to curse you out, you've reached a Zen status on this.
Zen status comes by getting cursed out by somebody. Wow.
Phone popcorn style, guys.
What did you say that pissed off Ken? God, I want to hear that story.
Oh, I just kept interrupting him when he was talking, and I kept muting his mic, because, like I admitted earlier, I can be an asshole too. So Ken, I apologize to you, man. I've always liked you. You're a good guy. You're definitely smarter than me, and you're definitely the connection I need in Vegas. So yeah, I just want to apologize for what I did. That was like 2 months ago. I mean, he was pissed.
Randy did kick me out of the room 9 times once when I asked why Ken was talking so long.
Yeah, Ken needs to learn to be more succinct.
Wait a minute. I do respect his knowledge. Wait, hold on. Why does this have to turn into be critical of the guy that's not on stage? I'll say this about Ken. Ken is one of the most thoughtful, insightful human beings on this app. And the one area where people find themselves criticizing him is because he has a desire to check misinformation. He's like the app's fact checker, which I think is a huge value. Ken and I disagree about some things, but he's very respectful. He just doesn't suffer fools.
Well, I respect Ken. I love Ken. I think Ken's great. If I ever wanted to know about the insides and out, how Vegas works, he should open a room and just talk about that. It'd be a great room. Give us some inside tips on Vegas.
Ken knows a lot about a lot. I said that, but I have a lot of respect for Ken. I put him in the top 5% of intellects on here.
For sure, but I've never seen Ken lose it or anything. Like I've seen him once or twice. Like his temperature goes up a little bit. I've never seen him lose it. That's why I was like, "What did you do?" He just said. I know.
Well, I've invited Ken up twice. I hope he comes up. Agent, I find you to be a bit boring. But you're kind of like the little brother that's annoying.
Called up.
So I let you hang out with the cool kids.
JB is the
I like Agent. I
deliberator of cool
really
people.
funny.
JB's in charge of the cool clique.
Especially in a chat, you got some good one-liners.
JB's cool clique.
Appreciate it. JB, how can I be boring? I say like some outlandish shit.
Double, hold on. Your journey on this app has been fucking hilarious. In the beginning, you used to suck up to all the fucking lefties, and then when they ejected you from their group, then all of a sudden you grew a spine and you realized how despicable they can be at times. And so post-lefty double has been it's been a treat. It just goes to show that if you hang out with progressives long enough, they will cannibalize.
They helped me. I mean, I really think they helped me along on my journey to become based.
I think you hanging out PB's always helped you the most.
Yeah, she's solid.
Well, I will just say this selfish plug. If anybody is interested in the muff, we've been doing rooms, some interesting rooms, and there's an interesting cast of characters. If anybody wants to participate in those conversations, you're also welcome. Everyone's welcome in the muff. Sometimes it's
out. What about that Congressman?
Well, let me shout out a few
Congressman
people.
Kitover?
Well, we're thinking about that voice
Fills
muff.
all our fucking rooms.
How you doing, El Chorizo?
Docs
Your piece,
me by
Abby. Yeah, I've
calling
had
me
you up a few times. I love when Abby comes in. Oh, we got Angel here who likes to gaslight rooms. Yeah. We got Big Bear, we got Randy, we got Blueface.
What the
We got a lot of mental illness in this room, right?
He's the chief mental illness, creator. JB.
That cracks me up.
JB's the epicenter of mental illness.
So,
That's most of what's left on Clubhouse, let's be honest.
with the board of us here. Let's get to
Let me just say this. When I talked with Meldona's Angel was in this space a few days ago where she said, that's it, I'm taking this house down. She's taking healthy debates down. Because she's that powerful.
Angel's powerful.
Well, let's go popcorn style, guys. Grab the mic if you want. We got Mojo here.
You want some popcorn?
Hey, can I just ask if there was anybody in the room that had any critiques? I'd like to hear it. Sounds like I'm hearing that some people had some things to say, but now I appear like a genie in a bottle, and everybody's clamming up. I'd love to hear the critiques. I appreciated David and JB's feedback, but I'd love to hear it. Why get quiet now?
I mean, we need a little bit more Kelly. That would be my only critique. It doesn't feel the
And
same.
you got that loser candidate,
Kelly.
Congressman John Kitover,
Yeah,
talking all the
I
time
don't wanna
about
be
the
a drama,
dad, screaming about
But
the
yeah,
dad.
it feels weird to me, I'll be honest. But it's fine. I'll get over it.
What exactly feels weird?
Yeah, what feels
He's a
weird?
candidate, Congressman
having
John
Kelly there.
Kitover.
Well, that too, but
Kelly's
That guy who
not-
films all the rooms.
I mean, she's hung out.
I don't want to get filmed.
When
I don't
Kelly
want
and
to get filmed by
were
John
doing
Kitover.
them here in Healthy Debates.
I don't
In
want to
the
be on
office,
John
like,
Kitover's
its own
YouTube
separate
channel.
thing. It's like,
I don't want to be mean. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll just say I think it was better when you were doing healthy debates, Mojo, because just the topic-wise, I'm just not into
yeah, no,
relationship or what girls did you whatever with or But I'll say, Roger, when you're in healthy debates, especially if people realize the game you're playing, you even had it in your pick, which was the wrestler dude, right? It's like as like an orchestrator of a WWF type thing, like you do an incredible job. You deserve like top accolades.
You
why
got-
is everybody so afraid to say what's really on their mind? Like where,
They hate Monica, bro, and you're a good person. They don't want you around, and that's what it is.
wait, hold on. But look, the lynchings are over. We're not putting together lynch mobs anymore. I mean, like, if you have a problem with Monica, why not go to Monica and tell her that you got a problem with her? What does that have to do with?
Because I'm part of the
It's like
masculinity
the Twilight
mansion.
Zone.
I'm a
I
real
don't know. It's just, I
man.
didn't expect to
I'm
see
a
her
real
turn
man.
Monica at all. It's the pairing for
I'm
me.
a real man.
It threw me for a loop. And even just hearing you tonight, I'm like, wow, okay. That's fine. Yeah. Hey, maybe tomorrow I'll love her again. I changed my mind pretty quick, so it's all.
No, you have to come in and out during the day. There's been some good rooms that talked about politics, that talked about let's all complain right now. It's not all just personal and fluff. It's been great topics in the month, and they change like in a heartbeat when things slow down.
So let me ask the question to the room. I'm sorry, Mojo. Let me say, how many people think that's really Mojo's picture? Because that amazes me that they think that's you. But go with it.
I always thought that was you, Roger.
No, Roger.
Yeah, well,
300-pound.
do you like the new one?
It's a composite, right?
Yeah, but it's the same guy. It's always been. So is
I
that
don't know
like
if
the
you know
real-
this,
is
but
that like
Roger
the
and
real
Brent
voice?
are actually the same person.
It's a similar.
I don't know, Roger. That scarf is a little bit.
People don't realize that
Yeah,
Roger
yeah,
and
it's a
Brent
gay
are
scarf,
the
but-
same people.
I told ChatGPT to give me a mashup of Boss Hog, Roger Mann, and Dr. Adams, and this is what it's. You got like Castro. Looks like Castro's brother. I love it. So if I understand the critique here, people don't like Monica. That's the gist. Okay.
That's the
Some
whole
people
truth.
don't like Monica. I don't have an issue with Monica.
Okay. You know, one of the greatest features that was ever added to this app, was added very early, is a leave quietly button. It's up in the upper right. What I find fascinating is people that are too chicken shit to come to me or come on the stage and talk about what's on their mind, but they want to go to other rooms and they want to talk their shit. Just know, I see it. It's weak. And yeah, I see you. That's fine.
Okay. On that note, guys, I gotta go. No, want to keep it open? What are you going to do? You want to move it over to in the muff?
You can shut it down, JB, as far as, this space.
Yeah,
That's up to you.
listen at that point.
Yeah, Mojo, why don't you open up a room in the muff and let's talk about this COVID attack with this guy that targeted, what was it, the CDC headquarters in Atlanta?
I don't know if some of the people in this room are ready for that conversation, because you never know who might show up in the muff, and it might make people feel uncomfortable. And maybe you could talk about flamboyant ascots.
All right, I'm out of here, guys. I'm going to shut the room. I think, Moji, opening the room or not?
I probably will. In fact, it might still be open over there. It's being streamed live onto YouTube like most channels are.
All right, so I'm just going to shut this one down. Everybody, great conversation. Have a great night. Speak to you later.
Bye, JB.
Agreement with someone, they don't know how to accept that, right? So they go above and beyond to try to dox you or find information about you. Now it's like it's total chaos. So why would
So Adams, what's the deal with this psychopath who was shooting up the CDC because he had an adverse reaction to the COVID-19 vaccine spike proteins?
I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I've just been seeing the headlines moving around all day.
Let me just say, whoever was talking shit in that other room, let them talk shit. As she witnessed in that other room, when I went over there, nobody had anything to say. They didn't really want to get it off their chest. I will not ever succumb to the heckler's veto. If I want to do a room with who I want to do the room with, I'll do it. And I've navigated this app the way that I want to navigate this app, and I won't be told how to do it. And I won't be pressured because people have sensitivities about certain people. If I don't like those certain people, or if they don't follow, do something about that. But I'm not going to bow down to other people's wants. Nobody can control me. It's fucking weird. But a lot of really, really weird. I'll get the whole story later. I'm sure there was a lot of people that had things to say that would just be too pussy to say it in front of me. Which is funny. But when I hear who was saying all their shit, rest assured, I will absolutely be doing rooms to talk about them. Because that's what we do here on Clubhouse.
I like all Clubhouse people, even the worst people, but I like them because they're on Clubhouse, and so many people I know in the real world do not want to use this stupid app. And I don't fault the people that don't want to use it, and the people that do use it, I like them because I use it, and to me, I wish more people, were willing to come into an app like this to have conversations, as opposed to like spamming me with their personal stuff. It's like, don't call me and talk to me for 30 minutes or want to gossip. It's like, could you come on Clubhouse and maybe be a part of my podcast? Because, I'd rather kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to share their criticism of In the Muff, I'm all ears.
Anybody? Going once? Twice?
I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, it would be one thing, like, if the criticism was legitimate, then why would I show up in a space where people were critiquing? Like, why do they not have anything to say? I just don't get it. I don't get it at all. It's fascinating.
I think some people want to protect their emotional stability, by not engaging with certain people because they do become so emotionally unregulated when they're with certain people, which is a bigger indicator that you still have more work to do. You know, if you can't get along with everybody on this app and give them their space or listen to them, I can't understand why you're going to listen to people who are wasting your time and giving you malcontent content, you know, the bad content. So if somebody's pleasant and they have something to talk about, or they're just pleasant, like that goes a long way. But if you're obnoxious and a drag, I mean, it's a total waste of time. But people like their control.
I just thought it was interesting that in a room that's not in this house, without me being present or without a certain somebody being present, that the critique was that they don't understand why rooms would happen between me and other people. That, by the way, I bought a lot of people in these rooms. In fact, in the last week or so, I pretty much modded every woman that comes in here. Now, I have a playful banter with a certain somebody that I'm learning that, people don't like. That's fine. That's fine. You don't. That person probably doesn't care if they're not on your Christmas card list. It wouldn't bother her, and I just don't get it. Like, but is there a topic that's bad? Is there something that happens when me and this horrible human being get together that all of a sudden the content is so dark and so offensive that people can't handle it? Because I didn't hear any real criticism. All I heard was, it's weird that you mod rooms with so and so, and I don't know. I'd love to hear a real critique.
But how do they critique that when Monica is in chillism with a diverse cast of characters? That argument that they're making just doesn't hold up. Since she's a mod, you know, Monica is a mod. I don't know if she's in the room. Yeah, Scarlett's in right now. Scarlett. How? Well, anyways, you know, the comments speak for themselves.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. And look, and I do get that people cannot like certain people. There's plenty of people that don't like me. There's plenty of people that don't like the person in question. I just, I just don't understand how that became content. Actually, I do, because I'm probably going to return the favor, and I'll probably ask some questions. For example, David, I appreciate, because David outed himself of saying that he had some critique, but he was willing to share it, and he had a balanced opinion. But more importantly, David and I have a long history of chatting with each other on multiple topics. He's entitled to his opinion. I'm just curious why when I got in there, it was almost as if when I got in there, everyone was afraid to say what was on their mind, except for David. Thanks. I appreciate all the time we spent together. I mean, that's serious. I've actually learned. So, can't say that about time with everybody on this app. I've had to hear an opposing view politically that I wouldn't normally entertain and process it, and that's been good for me. You go.
Can someone do a recap for Dawn and I? Because I wasn't.
Me too. And yeah, I don't like you either, Mojo.
Interestingly enough, it was a room about con men and con women of Clubhouse.
What?
Did they expose JB?
No, listen. This is not what we're gonna do. I want to just focus on the fact that if people have critique of me or anybody else, they should bring it up. I'm not gonna turn this into like some drama thing where we then go and try to drag other people. That's not what this is about.
Yeah, no.
Don't get the wrong impression. 90% of that room was talking about cons on Clubhouse, and recently one was exposed on Chatter. A woman who faked being a police officer, had needs for her children, and conned people. And so, how did my name come up? God, I'm trying to think, because we were 90% done, and it just was like
We were talking about how much we love. I don't know. We were actually, JB was getting giving flowers to everybody, right? We were talking about all the different clubhouse characters and how great Roger is, blah 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 blah, right? And then we
Yeah.
were writing them off.
I'm sad because Healthy Debates doesn't
That's his
usually
madness. He doesn't have to answer to anybody. And I just wanted to say, yeah, Roger is a good lad.
Monica, I mean, it goes without saying, Monica, you know how, and you know, I ride with JB, not only talk shit about JB, Monica, I suppose, but I was saying, you know, we have history, so we were just talking about the history, briefly reminding everyone of his history on the app. And I don't know exactly when Rogers came up, but once it came up, as it relates to you, a lot of voices joined in. For the record, I said absolutely nothing. I want no smoke for either one of you, okay? I don't really care about this drama. But yeah, a lot of people had, they felt some way about Roger's clubhouse relationship with you for a better way of saying it. And no one was hating on Roger from what I can remember. And it was primarily JB just expressing his frustrations with you. Is that fair to say for those who are in the room?
So just to give you some context, and why the replays were on. So if you guys want to hear it, then go and listen to the replays.
Yeah, just a short form, just to give like an objective perspective. I don't normally come up here and even talk, but I was in the room. So essentially, JB said, regardless of what controversy has maybe been going on with Mojo, he's a real one. He'll be my friend forever and whatever. And then somebody said, hey, can you recount what you mean by the controversy? And this is when it came up like, oh, he's been doing rooms with Monica, XYZ. And then everybody kind of got into the conversation, and then, that's kind of how it all started.
Well, I will say this. If I thought that people were going to get, I don't know, agitated by the fact that Monica and I share space, I would have been sharing space with her a lot earlier. Look, she's always done her own thing on this app. I've done my own thing on this app. Hell, her and I have had like major disagreements, like times when I'm like in her back channel, like giving her the finger and telling her like things that I disagreed with, and I don't even need to bring those things up, but I genuinely believe that she's one of the smartest women on this app. I think that she curates great conversations, and in fact, there's a recording of the room that she did about Roland Fryer. If you guys want to listen to that, you can get an understanding of the kind of content that she creates that I enjoy.
Wait, you were fingering Monica in the back channel?
He's always in her back channel.
Yeah, that probably could have been rephrased, but okay. Adams, you had some content you wanted to share about a shooter.
Oh, no, I mean, I was just generally asking what happened. For me personally, I'm not really a fan of just continuing to talk about these type of things over and over and over again. But, it is what it is. It needed to get out the way. But does anybody have any updates as to what happened? They're saying that the motivation was that he got sick from the vaccine. I mean, what do we know?
Is this something that happened a few days ago? That one?
Was it a few days ago?
Alright, check now. Yeah, it was Friday.
Let's not forget about the. Go ahead, dude.
I just want to make sure there wasn't another one, but the Friday one I was aware of. Please, you're done.
I was also going to point out that East Lansing murderer who killed her manager at McDonald's, her last name turns out to be Mohammed.
Dun, dun, dun.
So I just might have been given a copy of the room
it's like, this stuff comes up all the time. Like, I'm guilty of it. Like, if Beamer says something stupid in another room, even despite the fact that we have a rule that says don't bring drama from other rooms into this house, it happens. We do these things. I just thought the interesting part was that, JB, who I genuinely, he's right. I consider him a friend. We talk offline. We talk about a whole host of shit, from family to fucking food to pro wrestling, all kinds of shit. I have a good relationship with the guy, and I have nothing bad to say about him. That being said, like, he and I don't necessarily agree on opinions about other people, and that is what it is, and so, like, we're not gonna get, nobody's gonna get content. There's not gonna be any kind of feud. Because I don't get sucked into that kind of shit. Now, if it was somebody that I didn't like and they were talking shit, it'd be a different thing. But I like him, and I think that his criticism is more about a personal relationship, or not a personal relationship, a personal interaction that he feels crossed the line, and that's his opinion to feel that way. And I don't get involved in that because I like JB and I like the other person involved. And so for me, it's just like, I'm going to stay out of it. And I run rooms. JB's welcome in here anytime. And the other person's welcome in here anytime. And so it just is what it is. I just find it funny that when the content was created and people wanted to do the piling on thing, that once the person shows up, then it's like, fuck, I can't say that out loud. And by the way, I genuinely mean it. I think that David should be praised for the fact that he was willing to say, okay, well, I said this. And I think that shows character. But for the people that, that wanted to pile on and do the stuff when I wasn't there, but then wanted to, like, become silent partners when I show up, it's like that goddamn frog in the fucking cartoon, man. Like, sings his little heart out. But then once they get on stage, then all of a sudden it's ribbit, can't sing anymore. For those of you that are too young and don't know what I'm talking about, it's a very famous cartoon. I value our relationship. Sorry.
The WB Frog.
I'm in the grocery store. The way JB couched it was always that he respected what you do, what you did, and why you do things. And there was nobody. There's nobody who's better at marketing, who's better at running rooms, and whatever reasons you had for having someone that he had smoke with, he can respect that. So he also said that to him. Anybody who listens to that replay, I think they'll hear that. And again, 90% of the content was, we were talking about scammers, and it was like a true crime episode. Yeah, well, I think the best thing to do is just to find a topic and move on. I will say this, for anyone that was participating in the whole, I don't understand why Mojo and her are buddy, like, dude, I've known this woman for fucking over 4 years. She's one of the most colorful personalities on the app. How am I not going to be friends with her? It's craziness.
I like how Joe said in the chat, a lot of people say this, but I'd like to say it verbally. He says, I only exchange in the currency of ideas rather than my thoughts of people. Seems like a healthy way to navigate the app. And a lot of people have responded real well to that statement. I like that as well.
Oh, I want to call attention to the chat. It's got by the name of, let's see, C profile.
You pussy ass hypocrite, you punk bitch. You a fucking hypocrite, you punk ass bitch.
Yeah, okay. So this is an example of a person that can't regulate his emotions. And he was in a room earlier, and he got really in his feelings. We were talking about drug legalization, and he was really proud of himself that he's never done drugs. He's never done drugs. He's really proud of that accomplishment, which, by the way, I'm drug-free too, so I thought, that's pretty cool. But he was really mad at Timok. He was really mad at, who gets mad at Timok, by the way? He was really mad with Joe. If you guys don't know Joe is an interesting character and very intelligent. They just had some differing opinions about drug policy. And what he said was, well, you have an agenda.
Clearly, he had an agenda. And then once people disagreed with him, he couldn't even have a conversation. He crashed out, as you just heard him on the stage. He's got Tourette's or something. But I will say that somebody like this that acts this way drug-free, it's a very good thing that he doesn't use drugs because he would probably be a danger to himself and society.
You know, the Buddhists say and the Jews say that, our thoughts or our words create reality. And the interesting thing about Clownhouse, this is why I keep pushing for the book club, is that whether you're listening or you're speaking, that information communication exchange still goes to the same place, to your brain. So it's very dangerous to listen to people spew all kinds of toxic bullshit for a long time because that could become your reality. So that's why I encourage people to do book club or read books because you can literally manifest a positive vibration reality as opposed to the clown house negative vibration reality.
Wholeheartedly agree.
You are your words.
I just think it's funny that somebody decided to call me a cat today, and I'm not sure if I should feel bad about that.
Means you're a leader. You know when they say it's hard to herd cats?
Oh, yeah! Okay. I like that.
But I will also say that listening to the epistemology of racial identity politics ultimately becomes boring because it's all surface level.
Can we figure out why this guy in the chat he says that these are the most evil devils in the world. These devils are literally responsible for destroying the world. They have no place to judge anyone morally. Their entire culture is built from hate. I'll bring it back up here, and you guys can tell me what you think of if this is the embodiment of love. Bring it back up. Show us your love.
So again, as you see, in this room, I won't be given an opportunity to speak. I'll be cut off and interrupted. Because Mojo's a hypocrite. Earlier, he said no interruptions. He didn't make any indications about him being able to interrupt. But as soon as I started saying something that he disagreed with, he interrupted me. He didn't allow me to finish to speak. As soon as he did that, all of a sudden, what does he do? He tries to gaslight me. Say, I'm angry. Of course you're going to be upset when somebody interrupts you and you're trying to speak about something. And my view was clearly in the minority. You have John here, who's a closet racist and sees a black profile picture, and then he wants to kind of, taunt me and say who hurt you in the comments. And the reality is, this country has hurt me. You know exactly who's hurt me. You know what's happening to black people in America because you're part of the problem.
That's right.
And yeah, absolutely. And what's crazy is this country always is going to have get turned upside down because you're ignoring, and many of you are miseducated. You're ignoring the contributions that many, contributions to our entire development of this country, and you ignore.
If someone would have told this guy that I'm black.
Here we go again. Here we go again.
I'll
You're not. What it is that you're politically white. So it's not has nothing to do
I'm black.
with your identity.
I'm black.
You're politically white.
That
So
doesn't
what I mean
make
by
sense.
that is that, yeah, it does. I'll show you. So basically, you're an Uncle Tom. Excuse me. Maybe I should have said another word.
I don't think I've ever been called that before, but I'm going to add that to my Bible.
Let me not say Uncle Tom. Let me not say that. I use another term. Damn it. What's the other term? When it comes to me, I'll tell you. But for the most part, I just want to share this with the room. Mojo, you're a hypocrite. I don't appreciate the way you broke your own rules when I was speaking. Thank you, Sambo. Thank you, man.
Read Rule 6 of the House.
You know what, Mojo? What's interesting? You're a funny guy, and I think that if we were having an actual debate, if we were actually having a real debate, and I was upset. That was taking just jab after jab, but no one recognized it because
You mean Timon, the last dragon?
no, the last sucker clown that I was speaking with when I was on here. Your buddy that you're jumping on his dick.
That was Timon. That was Timon. I was all over his dick. He's the last dragon.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Him. So, like I said, if you were able to actually have debate and talk and actually speak about, he's encouraging the use of drugs. When you talk about drugs and the use of drugs, right? And he's sitting there saying, oh, he starts telling me about how, he started breaking down the biology of how, that there's, I guess, some evidence of drugs showing up in your body in some ways, shape, or form. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, is this guy trying to bring together the idea that because somehow there's some remnant of some drug or some molecule in your body that somehow is present in the drug, that therefore, then what? What does that have to do with anything? It doesn't mean that I have to take drugs. So, if we're, this is a weird world where we can sit here and try to rationalize these things. People are making money from drugs, right? And then you ask, what's the difference between drug and medication? We obviously all know the difference. One is going to be medicated if you're sick. The other is just identifying what it is.
Do you have a point? And also, people are making money live streaming you on YouTube.
Hey, guess what? Hey, John. Fuck you, John. Fuck your family. Fuck everything you got going on. Fuck you. Straight like that, John. If I see you, I'll smack the shit out you somewhere.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Yeah, hold on. Can someone tell him which rule he just violated?
Threatening violence.
Yep, threatening violence. That is rule number 1. So not only did you miss rule number 6, where a moderator has the privilege to interject when appropriate, you also missed the rule number 1, the most important rule: no threats of violence. Perhaps if you smoked some marijuana, you'd relax. By the way, it wasn't Timok that he was having that argument with. It was Joe. If you guys are familiar with Joe, Joe was advocating for marijuana use for veterans that suffer from PTSD. And that was the argument where he went in hard on Joe, saying that Joe is a piece of shit for advocating for drug use, and says, questioning his morals and ethics because of his support of marijuana use for veterans that suffer from PTSD. That's what the full context of the conversation.
I am a veteran, and I have been diagnosed with PTSD by the Veteran Affairs, but unlike many combat veterans, my PTSD is actually from DEI.
What's funny is the guy didn't crash out so hard, and now we see why. Because
my PTSD is DEI.
And I don't think he appreciated being in a debate with Joe. Not Joe Hero, but do you guys know Joe? Joe was he's like an artist. He was the guy that months ago got into an argument with Pepe, and Pepe was telling him that he would beat him up because he's a boxer, and Joe indicated to him that, well, I'm a kickboxer. How about this? I'll tie my hands behind my back. It was one of the best arguments I've ever heard all on Clubhouse. But this guy probably would have done pretty good if he would have just, remember how he got up on stage and cussed me out, and then I brought him back up, and then he did the whole calm voice?
I thought he was a different person.
Yeah, if he would just do that. What's interesting is I appreciate the fact that somebody's an adult and they've never done drugs. I think the discipline to have never done drugs, but he probably doesn't have a lot of friends, probably was never invited to a lot of parties, which makes it easier to be disciplined. But the truth is, I admire that, and I admire his advocacy that people should avoid drugs. I actually, while I believe people should be free to choose, I would say that it's a wise thing for them to not use drugs.
You believe that he's sober?
That's his claim. That's his claim.
No, he sounded like he's high on promethazine or something.
Well, hold on. Let's bring him up here. I believe his claim that he's sober. I don't believe that.
You're going to bring him up again, really?
Well, Daniel, I bring him up
bow down to it. You're okay with white supremacy ideology. I don't like to fuck with many of you. I think it's quite evil. I think you try to troll. I think you're trying. I think you're trying to troll. You know, I'm See, that is another gaslight. You see, the racist always asks for an example when he's the living embodiment of racism. I will never give a racist an example of racism.
He's racist because he asked you for an example. So let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. If you're so upset about being in America and America's so bad, why don't you go back to Africa? Why don't you go back to Africa? Because you hate white supremacist America. So why don't you swim back to Africa? No. Answer the question. Answer the question. If you're so unhappy with America, why don't you go back to Africa?
You don't ask me the question.
Why don't you go back to Africa? But you're not answering the question. You're definitely not answering the question.
Little Adams, you don't control the who asks the questions. Little Adams, I
You barely control yourself. Did you not hear how you came on the stage?
You're my bitch. You're my bitch, Little Adams.
So I'm in control, and I will ask the questions. And I'm
No,
wondering.
you're not. You're just a white woman that benefited in diversity, equity, inclusion.
I bet you you're gonna shut the fuck up, and I guarantee
You're the primary beneficiary of diversity, equity, inclusion, white woman.
Exactly. So now that we all.
This is hilarious. Oh my goodness. Straight out the ghetto of Baltimore, I woke up off of fentanyl overdose. And I wake up.
Hold on, Jamel, hold on. Jamel, hold on real quick. I want everyone to give space to Jamel. If anybody interrupts, I want the mods to mute them. I want Jamel to speak on this. Go ahead.
Yes. This is hilarious. I love it. I love to hear white supremacy and blacks and just people speaking their mind. This is the real America. I love it. Listen. Maybe one day y'all will have mercy for us and give us some reparations or something. But right now, I love it. The hood, the ghetto, the prophecies in the Bible, they're being fulfilled. I mean, we couldn't love a better place? America, the land of the free. I tell you, I love it. I mean, I love it. You can't wake yourself up every day. Only the Most High. How about it? You gotta love it. You gotta agree with that. Even the racists and even the atheists say, well, it gotta be the Most High. At least. How about that? I don't want to interrupt y'all all night, but I can go all night. But I love to hear somebody's response. What's next? Talk to me.
Yeah, Muds, if you could put me in the queue, I'd like to say a prayer for C Profile because he called me a closeted racist. And if we can find some space, I'd just like to say the Lord's Prayer on behalf of C Profile.
Hey, you know what? The only thing the Lord brings is what you guys brought the Bibles and tried to tell us to close our eyes and pray, and then when we close our eyes, you took the land. I don't trust any white person praying for me. You're pretty much just out for trickery, to steal, to convince people that they need to be enslaved. You guys actually removed parts of the Bible so that people could believe that they were indeed supposed to be enslaved, and that was some kind of divine order. No, I don't want to hear any prayers for white people. Don't pray for me. That's actually bad luck. Don't pray for me at all.
Well, Muds, can you put me in the queue so I can pray for C Profile?
I'm definitely going to pray for him.
John, you can definitely recite the prayer, but I just have to say, he was spitting bars, as they say in my neighborhood. John, go ahead. Your neighbor said that?
Sure, I'd like to say this little prayer for C Profile here who has accused maybe of being a closet racist. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, where there are no racial identity politicians who love to project their own racism onto other people.
Don't do that.
Dearest Father,
Don't do that.
do not interrupt, Adams. Do not release. I'm not finished with the Lord's Prayer here yet. Almighty Father, please forgive us our sins as we forgive those who cast who project their own racism onto us. Please, Father, let us not seek out the racist devil, nor let that racist devil find us here on Clown House. And in and in the name of your Son, the great Jewish Savior of mankind, Jesus, may you forgive us our sins, Almighty Father. Thank you all very low.
Maybe not pure. It's well diluted.
Amen.
Pure evil.
Amen.
Absolutely sinister. You have people have died after this kind of prayers. You have people have died in genocides after these kind of prayers. People are pure evil.
Have you seen your profile? No. Have you seen your profile and you have the damn nerve to call anybody evil? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, aside from the fact that you're absolutely bipolar and psychotic, okay, you clearly have no self-fucking awareness. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you?
You're kind. You're kind, yeah. So applies to read it. Make sure you read it. I'll see we are quite evil. Deserve to die painful death.
See, Profile, do you walk around all day carrying this hate in your heart? It must be exhausting.
You know what's exhausting? In dealing with and encountering passive-aggressive devil demons that came here, annihilated the population, that you have the nerve to smile and pretend you're good. You have no measure in telling me what morality is. Please don't talk to me. You're an evil person. You have evil lineage. And I don't expect you to do anything else but be evil. That's what you are.
Evil.
So what makes you think that my lineage
You
is
scared
evil?
me drunk. I have no idea what you're talking about.
But wait, what makes you so trustworthy?
Oh, the fact that there's nowhere on Earth there's nowhere on Earth where my people went around destroying and annihilating populations. So yeah, that I don't think it's important. Yeah. Well, you figure that out. You guys are the one who made it.
I don't even think you know.
Wait, hold on. Is this BHI? Is this Hotepery? Is this like what?
Well, here we go. Hotep. Yeah. Wow. You know, Hotep is the first multi-genius, but yet they use that as a way to try to make a slogan or this kind of this word to try to be discriminatory towards people who are aware of what's going on.
So you're Hotep.
No. And the word is called Imhotep. It's one of the first multi-geniuses of Egypt, ancient Egypt. And so,
Wow. I got a few answers. That's something amazing.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
Yeah, it's very interesting, but according to you all, you think that Galileo was the first one of the stars when the God traveled to West Africa. You think that people like Pythagoras were the first ones to make those kind of theorems, but no.
We was kings!
It was early complex mathematics all throughout Africa. You're actually the ignorant ones. You don't know your history. That's why you're stupid. You believe in fairy tale stories. You look at your own century. Most of you are dumb.
Everybody in the room knows
One that's smart. Smart people generalize dumb people. Like yourself, Hillary. You're dumb. You're dumb. Yeah, you're dumb.
Hold on, Hillary, you're not the right person to speak to this right now. I want to speak, see profile, brother to brother. Black man to black man. Black man to black man. Let's talk.
Politically white.
Oh, politically white. Explain what politically white means.
Well, white is this group, right, of people who've come from Europe. They've identified themselves, or you don't have to necessarily come from Europe. You can be kind of white adjacent. It's a political identity.
My ancestors are the Moors. My ancestors are Moors.
Yeah. So you say, but your Moors are maybe rolling in their grave right now. That's what you claim. But they be rolling in their grave right now because you're a sellout.
What do you think of homosexuality?
Don't talk to me about your lifestyle, brother. I don't care about those things.
No, well, listen, I was just going to ask you.
Don't talk to me about your lifestyle.
This is the same man Roger that said that he would make me his bitch, so I think we need to answer that question.
Well, I'm just wondering, do you oppose homosexuality?
You're not talking to me about your lifestyle, brother.
Don't interrupt me.
I'm not into that. Don't talk to me about your lifestyle, brother. I want to hear about
It's not going to end well.
I want to hear about your lifestyle.
Okay, listen, you're never going to talk over me. Let's just understand there's a pecking order, and I know that you feel that the pecking order is based on race. I would say the pecking order is based on intellect, and you can't even have the common courtesy to have a conversation. I was just trying to get to the bottom of if your homosexuality extends beyond prison. I know that you're What I'm not sure about is if you're a homosexual outside. Gay for the state is something we've established for you, but are you gay when you're on the streets? That's the question everybody wants to know. I'll bring you back up and you can explain it to us.
Could we maybe get a survey going on? I feel like a survey is a really, great indicator that the room is going great.
I think a certain somebody that I can't say their name or rooms get created and I get trucked through the mud. Maybe the queen of all Clubhouse would like to create a survey.
Is C profile the big spoon or the little spoon?
That's a good survey question.
Go around it.
Designated prison target.
See profile. See what you don't understand is.
Hold on, moderators, can you please invite this guy up? I don't think that we're ever going to get. We're never going to get to racial equality until we hear his full story.
Well, he said he's a god, and we're devils, and he's God. It's a text now, so I don't know if I'm working.
Yeah, so I'm definitely convinced that he sleeps with white men now.
See, I just want to say something to see profile. What you don't understand is that this is actually secretly an emotional stability training academy, and you have fallen into our web of despair. We are all spiders or fishermen here to catch fish and little flies that get angry when they get caught in the web. So just know that this is your intervention moment to go within and find the divine source of light within all that racist, angry projection you spew out on stage.
Ain't nobody like the Most High. How about that? And these prophecies fulfilled. Alpha and Omega. It already happened. How about that? Life is short. Second coming soon. Takes wisdom to understand this knowledge. Artists come.
I am curious how this was fine right now.
Hillary or Deputy or Holly or Miss Lopez, Kristen or my queen, if you could please bring Mr. C profile back up to the stage.
That's right, tonight.
Some cowardly racist. Some cowardly racist.
We have a survey up top. What do you think?
I'm not clicking on
Don't be afraid.
it. Uh-oh.
C profile, who hurt you?
You know, that's a very interesting question. People who gas.
Wait, hang on.
Yeah, good question.
C profile, do you know that you're being streamed live on YouTube right now for the whole world to hear? What do you have to say to your fans?
I want Steady to know that when you're saying those things in the comments and all that, Steady, with your AI picture, because you're too ugly and you don't want to put your real picture, go fuck yourself. The reality is that most of you are some anti-black racist haters, and you really, it is.
I can't be anti-black. I am black.
It's gonna come down to, and that's what's gonna come down to, and hope, you understand what that means.
Let's do the math of the war, shall we? Shall we do the math?
Yeah, I love midnight mass. I told you, I put it in the thing, I predicted it's gonna be a big rise up of people, and it's gonna try to unalive a lot of other people who don't look like them.
I don't think the war would go as well as he thinks it would go. I mean, he's probably only qualified to carry the flag. I don't think maybe he can blow the trumpet. He's not going to pick up arms.
You're not claiming that you're black.
Oh, I'm blacker than you are. I'm blacker than you are.
Bitch.
Blacker than you are. Blacker than you are.
You liar.
Blacker than you are.
Yeah, we know what's up. You're gonna be fighting on you, fucking sucker. You would have been with the Confederates, you fucking clown.
General Pat said without music to keep them running that army. So.
Wait, can we do a quick
See, profile,
diagnosis?
have you, hold on. See, profile, have you ever been in a fist fight?
What's interesting about Eurocentrism, it makes you, like, it weakens your mind because it has you thinking that somehow you're the center of everything when it's inherently false.
Wait, hold on. Do you realize the irony of you saying that right now?
Somehow that your point of view, the contribution to human civilization, like it's such a weak mentality. It essentially has
Are you reading stuff with ChatGPT or?
has thinking that you're in the center of everything. White women are main catalysts of this idea. If we continue to push it, they're psychotic.
Oh, I agree. Those white women
They
are
grow psychotic.
Hey, I find my brother, those white women are evil.
They grow up.
Well, that's true.
Grow up to work for the Pentagon. They go around the world trying to.
Could you give me a job there? That would be awesome. I had the benefits.
Congratulations, Hillary. You're raising psychos.
Yeah, 3 of them, 3 boys. Absolutely.
That's right. That's
Two
right.
are in the military, so.
I think you're right with white women is the fact that you're competing for the same men.
Yeah, I know you were going to say something that has to do with your sexual, whatever you got going on there. I don't understand. Every time a black man's in the room, you white guys just talk about some kind of like sexual deviant. Like, can y'all not talk about sex? Like, this is such a weird thing.
Let's talk about numbers. See profile.
Y'all so obsessed with sex when you see black men, you hear black men talking. It's such a weird thing.
See profile. This is a diagnostic question. Let me ask you a question.
I don't give a fuck about what you're talking about. John, I don't give a fuck about what you're talking about.
I'm gonna ask the question to find out if you can answer it. What is 373 times 1,000?
He has a great beard. Why is that somebody's junior Adam?
Hillary, stop defending your white man, Hillary.
I will defend anyone in this room that I have respect
Your
for.
white man, shut up, you fucking racist.
Yep, that's me. Huge racist.
Yeah, this is the type of black man who definitely crossed the street.
Well, like, narcissism is the kind of racist.
Oh.
The racist is a malignant narcissist. That's the thing about it. That's what the white racist is, a malignant narcissist.
Are you proud?
Look it up.
Hillary, you got your wedding ring turned?
White racist is a malignant narcissist.
How do you know you're not projecting when you say malignant narcissist? Are you sure that you're not a malignant narcissist?
You lying piece of shit. Your whole fucking history and identity proves to me that I'm not lying. Every fucking day proves that I'm not fucking lying. You lying piece of dog shit. You can tell me I should
Jamal, calm down, Jamal. Calm down, Jamal. Calm down. Listen, we're gonna call the police. Calm down. You keep getting loud, we're gonna call the cops.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, we're gonna tell them, send the cop with the strongest knee.
Monica, I think the answer to the survey is actually missing the correct answer. I think it's just flat out, old racism. It's true. You're fucked.
I don't know if he hates black people though.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I think it's hatred of that, like, more, racial category.
That's quite obvious.
Who's trying to destroy me, you little dog shit?
Wait, but is he like, you're the guy. How can we possibly destroy you?
Fuck you.
But he hasn't really said what he is. Is he black?
I'll accept your criticism, Andre.
I get it now.
I just thought white phobia was more catchy.
That's the only thing you fucking devils accept is warfare. That's it. You don't listen to
You're the one calling war. We're all fucking laughing, giggling, and having a good time. We're all here. Bullshit.
He doesn't want war. He's flat-footed. He would never even get it.
He couldn't even make the NBA. Christ.
You imagine this dipshit trying to take the ASVAB test?
He'd be pissed off at the first page because it's against him. It's all against him.
Well, the ASVAB test is absolutely racist because, you have to do 3D type imaging in your brain to figure out how parts fit together to choose the correct answer. And a lot of people have what I call spatial distortion disorder, and it's definitely racist because the whole system is structurally racist. So most people aren't actually raised to actually perform on the ASVAB test.
Again, much racism out there.
Dude, that's the dumbest shit he said all night. Seriously though, man. I mean, I get you're trolling and you're having fun with it and all that, but I mean, honestly, do you need a hug? I've got an extra one. I don't want to do you need a hug? Come here. Bring it in.
What's interesting? What's interesting is that America is such an interesting place. Where people think that they continue to benefit from unequal application of law or policy, and then you think you're just gonna walk around and it just keeps happening and everybody's gonna be okay with it. No, it's not gonna keep working out for you. At some point, if you're doing people wrong, it's gonna backfire. And you'll start wondering, looking into the sky.
Is this the same person speaking?
Yeah.
Does he have multiple personalities?
Definitely different character.
Is this Pookie Ray Ray or Jamal? Like which personality is this?
But he's funny, and he's good looking, and he's got that going for him.
I'll tell you what. I'm suing somebody right now. If
Do you have a lawyer on like retention for this, or do you need one? Because I can hook you up with somebody. I know
he doesn't have any money.
Look at the guy I know, John, so I'm just saying.
What's interesting is that I'm looking at what's happening now, and I see that there's a lot of people who are not white who want to align themselves with being in close proximity to whites, which is as best as they can, or at least play on to those ideologies with white people.
Everybody loves a winner.
Even white people, the job, their ideology is wrong. Even white people themselves know their ideology. They know they're fucked up, and that's why they're always prepared with their guns, and they're so paranoid.
Oh man, you guys got guns? I'm tough because these white people
They
need
know that they understand that no one should be able to get
White people have guns because you keep trying to come into our living room and steal our television. Okay, are you not understanding that? White people have guns for a reason.
That's why the white people are always worried about their property and their belongings, because they know they have ill-gotten gains, and that they know that they're snuffing out the lives of other people to get the things that they have. So whether that's through blocking, through opportunities, and whatever, the advantage that come from this country and being white.
They protect their property because you ignore ABT signs, okay? And you try to take people's Toshiba out of their family rooms.
Well, to be honest, I did steal that ADT sign from somebody else.
So that's why you guys are so uptight. You can't relax. They have a country. Even if you're not participating in the evil, your votes and your actions do.
Yeah. So I stayed in Texas and I can't vote.
Our votes, why? Because we didn't vote for a cosplay Fukuoka Indian. You got to cosplay and say that she was a black woman. Shut up. Shut up. Maybe if you actually voted better, you wouldn't be black in America with a chip on your shoulder.
Better. Are you kidding me? My people were annihilated. Everybody.
Who's your people? Who's your people? You still can't get straight answers to who your people are.
I'm a black American, you piece of shit. So don't you dare talk to me like that. All right.
And you came to America when?
Every war in this country says this.
And you came to America when?
Piece of shit.
Wait, hold on. So are people. So they're people. Wait a minute. Everybody's voting for her.
Hillary, hold on one second. Which people? Which people? I don't even think you know. Do you even know who your father is? Do you even know who your father is?
I don't.
No. Do you even know who your father is? Because you have no self-control. You argue like a woman. Okay? You sound like you're shaking your hoop earrings and rolling your neck. So let me ask you, do you even know who your father is? Do we even know who your father is? I bet you met him on Maury, didn't you?
Are you a man?
I bet you met him on Maury, didn't
Are
you?
you a man or woman? I can't tell you who's unisex. Are you?
You know, I am absolutely convinced in the theory that all communication is projection. Does anyone here get that feeling that people come on this app and all the dispersions, the negativity that they cast on other people is actually a projection of their internal monologue?
Can we not remove him from the stage? We're not gonna listen. It's a Sunday night. It's getting a little late.
I got a message a little bit earlier. She is being rushed to the hospital right now. She's going to go and do surgery at 6 a.m. They found a liver that is a good match. So please keep the prayers coming and keep your fingers crossed because it doesn't reject the liver. She was literally like she was on hospice. She was circling the drain and she was hardly able to even speak to me like yesterday. Like couldn't like lift her head off the pillow and so hopefully this nightmare's over in the morning. Great. Yeah, it really is. Great. Great.
That's awesome. That's cool. That was a good interjection. And C profile. Do you want to wish your mom well?
Is she white?
It doesn't matter.
Right now she's young with her liver problem.
She's a teacher. She's a woman who is a wonderful,
Has she
wonderful
done
woman.
anything racist in her life to black people?
My dad is Haitian, so I would think so.
If she's not racist, I wish her well. If she's racist, moving on.
What if the liver comes from a black person? Should we shut up? I mean, wouldn't that make her part black?
Say that again, William. What are you trying to ask me, funny guy?
I'm just saying, what if the liver comes from a black person? Wouldn't she be part black?
I got DCO from a black person for a cryogenic bank in 2001. I'm on a Cadillac from a black person.
Hey, C profile. What's the last good book you read?
I don't think drugs are the black person.
Writing was a power pitch.
What was that, C profile?
Io, welcome to the room. You're not gonna like it.
I got robbed by a black person once. I've had sex with a number of black people.
You know, all the African American women that I've slept with, they have never once accused me of being a racist, ever.
You're a piece of shit. Fuck you.
I once jerked off to an enchilada.
You know what's amazing?
And by the way, a good book for John's dumbass would be Man Not by Curry. His head would probably explode reading it.
You know what's a...
The reason she got saliva, that syrup.
You know...
On the real talk.
Hey, what is wrong with you? Our languages are so good that they actually get banned from universities. That's what the reality is of American black person. American scholars who get their PhDs, they get banned from universities because they're racist.
Hold on. What was their PhD on? Was it like fluid dynamics or was it?
Racist white universities don't want them talking.
See profile. What do you think of Lynn Lowry?
Don't know who that is.
That's amazing that you don't know who the most important black intellectual of the last 100 years is.
No, the most important black intellectual is Tommy Curry, not your clown show.
You know, I've actually turned African American women white by rolling their eyes back in ecstasy.
That's how you know he's a racist right there.
Well, hold on. Can we ask C Profile to expand on what he meant when he said we may be a woman beater, but I'm not a pussy eater? Does that mean black people don't eat pussy?
No, you're asking retarded questions. The reality is that you can make this down to a joking matter, but the reality is much more harsh than that. The reality is that when we all get off this line, it doesn't matter what the fuck you say to me and I say to you. That when I go off of this line and you go off of this line, we're all gonna have different experiences in this fuck ass American country.
You're experiencing wrongful eating pussy.
Fuck you, pussy. This fucked up country still wrongfully convicts people like me. This fucked up ass country still has police harassing people that look like me. This fucked up ass country still discriminates in banking industry all across the map. It discriminates when you open a business. The distribution centers are discriminating. This is racism, anti-blackness is fucking rampant. Alright, you fucking piece of shit.
C Profile. C Profile. One quick question. What do you think of the Jews?
The white Jews, you mean, or the black Jews?
The Jews. That's an interesting question. Are you referring to the Ethiopian Jews? Or the black Israelis?
I mean, have the black Israelites I was talking about, but I mean, I guess the Ethiopians are part of that, but I wasn't talking about them.
So what do you think of Zionists? What do you think of the state of Israel?
Zionists, white Zionists, oh, they're a group of people who think that, they believe that we are the Goyim and they are somehow the leaders of humanity and they're to lead us in such a way. And, they get into conflicts around the world because of this idea that they have. And I think if you're having a certain type of ideology, you shouldn't be surprised that you get into conflicts around the world. I mean, if I was walking around thinking that, having those kind of ideas,
You don't gotta get conflicts at all.
at the end of the day, if I'm walking around and trying to infiltrate people's countries, governments, and find my way to getting proximity to power in some way everywhere I go on the planet, then I'm going to have a little competition. I'm going to have a little bit of pushback. How the world is, people want power. That's what's going on, okay?
You fucking say something just once. Say anything just once. When you actually speak, I've never heard, hold on, I've never heard Will Smith speak. Appropriate, he steps in. We might have to add a third rule to the buff.
Don't you think it's kind of sick, see profile, that you would, in your profile say you deserve to suffer a painful death? Like, that's pretty, malignant.
No, it's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing that people do, and a lot of them do. A lot of them do. This world that we live in today, it's quite cruel. And people are quite evil. And I understand sometimes why, I kind of get it, and I get why people might separate themselves from the rest of the human group. Because we look back at these behaviors that people exhibit, these group things.
There's another personality showing up.
This group thing, this whole, dog piling, and, the way people behave in groups, it's really, it's something. I get it. When people gain power and they don't give a damn about the masses, and part of me understands a piece of that. I get it. Some of you are just so unruly.
I'll take that.
Wait, aren't you just projecting again?
You gotta come up with a different vocabulary word, John. You're saying the same thing over and over again. It's starting to not get as hard.
Well, let me ask you a question. What does projection mean? What do you think I mean when I say you're projecting? What does that
We all know
mean?
what projection means in this room. We all know what that means, but you gotta come up with something new. You gotta find a new shtick, okay? Just find something new.
Do you speak Yiddish?
I don't think John has to do anything other than pay taxes, stay
Yeah,
back.
guys,
Can you imagine what it was like being a Jew on a plantation in Georgia or South Carolina and having African Americans serve you dinner while you're observing Passover?
Unfortunately, it wasn't just the Jews. I'm trying to spread a false narrative because white people participated. In fact, it's a large number of white people that were non-Jews that were participated in transatlantic slave trade. Stop telling your little fairy tale that you tell yourself so you can go to sleep at night. Whenever you tell you and your kids so they can go to sleep. Stop lying to yourself. Stop telling Santa Claus. And we let you go on with that long enough. Now, a couple of years past from now, you're probably going to say that, it was just a couple of black people working for free doing favors. You'd probably change the story of slavery entirely if you had the chance. Stop lying about the participation white people, and including non-Jews, had in slavery. Stop lying, John.
Yeah, because the Jews don't know anything about being enslaved. Nothing at all.
Right? From 1939 to 1944, whatever the hell, 1938 to 1945 or so. Yeah, really long compared to 400 years. Thanks a lot. False equivalency, that's called.
You want to go back to Egypt?
Sure, why not? You gotta pay for the trip. Need my
I
reparations
know.
first,
We
bitch.
just have to take the ticket. I know.
One-way ticket, my friend.
God damn it. Always happens that way.
Well, I'd like to pick up the first dollar to see Profile's reparations. What's your Cash App, C Profile? I'm going to send you the first dollar of your reparations package today. Let's start this right now. As As a candidate for Congress, I'm gonna kick up the first dollar to you right now, C Profile. What is your cash app, sir?
John, can you rename your the Amistad?
You want me to rename the Lady Hawk to the Amistad?
Just temporarily.
Yeah, we can do that. And listen, if anybody wants to come out to Chicago this month, I will host you on the Amistad. Akima's going to be the captain. He gets to wear a red cap. I'll be wearing a white captain hat. Not because I'm a closet racist like C Profile says, but because I only have 2 white caps and I want to give Akima the red cap. But I'm just saying that if anybody wants to come out on the Amistad, aka the Lady Hawk, to enjoy a beautiful Miller High Life and maybe smoke a joint, catch some sun, watch the F-35s fly at 600 miles per hour over your head during the Air and Water Show. You're all invited to this incredible opportunity at Montrose Beach in Chicago, Illinois.
I'll be there in September. Can we do it all again then?
Except for UC Profile, you're not invited.
While racism is going on, come down and watch planes fly overhead. So one of them can have a fucking accident and crash into the ground. Yeah.
Oh my God, why would you push that on people? What is wrong with you? There could be children in that crowd.
If they're my children, you don't care.
Let's talk about absolutely abstract
There
things.
could be little puppy dogs in that crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if they're white people's puppies, he definitely would.
Hey, white, they talk about abstract shit while fucking people are suffering.
Guess what? Everywhere in the world, at any point in time, there's going to be somebody suffering. You can't pick and choose who suffers, who doesn't suffer, and who you're going to feel bad about, and who you're going to align with. That suffering is suffering, and it's going to happen everywhere. So you're going to suffer about it, something to
Hold on, everyone. C Profile, who's your favorite white man?
Well, they don't have one.
Okay, but if you had to pick,
I mean, John Brown, maybe?
They don't have one.
What about Robert F. Kennedy? I mean, he has stood strong for your people.
I haven't seen one. Get the fuck out of here with the fake ass heroes who were doing things not because they wanted to, because they had to. Please.
Notice he didn't say Obama Mojo. To be on his jet.
Why do you think that black guy who said to Dr. Fauci, we don't want your vaccines, we don't believe it, you're not doing any of those science, why do you think that African-American guy in that tenement building had the balls and the intelligence to tell Dr. Fauci that he's full of shit?
C Profile, do you know who John Brown is? I'll take that as a no. John, I didn't take that PTR from you.
Or what is it? Let's see. Oh, wow. Look at those beautiful blue angels in a tight formation. How tight?
That was inside. 5:30 Northwest.
I don't know.
what about John Daniels?
When I go to the Air and Water Show and I see an F-35 flying above me, 600 miles per hour, to me, I'm actually kind of fearful. I'm like, ooh, maybe the government's too big, too strong. That's a powerful jet.
So, Mojo, do you know who this camera is?
No, tell me about it.
You know who Warren C is? Gold. How about Joseph Walker?
Wait, Warren G. Regulate?
Alvin?
Did you say Warren G? Is it regulate?
No.
I know that one. I mean,
He founded the first black textile mill. No, I'm talking about that guy. I'm talking about the people that were originators in this country. Black founders, black global company owners, all whose businesses have been destroyed, overran, and they've been terrorized, ran out of business. Their generational wealth destroyed because they're black. Black Americans and white Americans would have a very fucking similar story if you motherfuckers wasn't such fucking haters and murderous killers.
And it's the guy who's literally spewing hate and talking about killing people.
Bitch.
Yeah, I take pride in it. Thanks, babe.
Who hurt you?
You wasted, bitch.
Wait, at least you acknowledge it.
But I'm not white.
Here we go. These fucking people, man.
John, you're politically white.
No, I'm a triracial actually. Not many people know this.
You can't fucking white people, man. They're always trying to fucking different dots, man. Fucking not white, and then one day they're just a German, just the Irish, no, I'm not white. Everybody running from whiteness now. It's not beneficial now. Now nobody wants to be white. Fuck out of here. Take accountability.
Well, you taught us the truth, and now I'm very fearful of the truth.
Shut the hell up, John. Yeah. I finished. I did 18 years in college.
Quick question for you. What is 238 times 1,000?
I'm sorry. I suck at everything. I just barely got through. I cheated on my test.
Do you speak English?
Barely.
Because you see, the trick about that diagnostic is when you say 238 times 1,000, the answer is in the question.
Yeah, I'm so stupid. I'm so dumb. I don't get anything. No.
You think that's because of structural white racism and white supremacy?
No, I'm just dumb. Yeah, it's just me. No racism involved. I'm just stupid. I'm whatever you think I am.
Do you think you'll be stupid long term, or is
Anything
that
else,
just like
devil?
a short-term
Anything
goal?
else, devil? How long can you be evil like that? How is it? I guess it's just in your bloodline, huh?
Are you big into bloodline type, statements or thinking? What is a bloodline, really?
Well, for one, you have to know who your father is. You got that out the way.
Well, don't we all technically share the same father? Father of the universe, the creator.
See, Propel, does it make you feel uncomfortable that I've done more for the black community than you have?
If that was actually true, and I salute you, but because you're a piece of shit liar, then we know that's not we know that's false.
I'll have my receipts. Have you ever had sex with white women?
This is again, you guys want to discuss sex, right? I'm not discussing sex. Stop talking about my member and all that stuff. You got white guys love talking about people's members and all that stuff. Stop doing that. You white guys are obsessed with that weird shit.
You know,
Do you know what the name of this house is called? See, Propel, can you read that? Shall we read it?
Yeah, eat the muff. I'm gonna say cuff. Sorry.
Have you ever been in Muff?
Can you stop?
well, see, Profile, not only do I want to give you $1 today for reparations, but I actually want to start a GoFundMe page so we can fly you to Israel to send you to LGBTQ Pride Month in June so you get a real good taste of Tel Aviv.
We know that that's part of your career. That's the type of thing that will leave your mind and that's in your foreign history and all that, man. But,
I am. What's wrong with it?
I've never heard John tell any man on the stage he's gonna make him this bitch.
Hey, white guy. You love cheerleading, you love white guys.
You know, men.
You definitely get pegged by white men.
Those are some sort of bitch to me.
Yeah, you definitely get pegged by white men.
Sound like a bitch to me.
Keep grabbing your ankles or white daddy. Keep grabbing your ankles or white daddy.
All the words he's using. Look at all the words what are you even talking about? Look at the words he's using. This is a weirdo, man.
Well, thank God Tamar is here. Thank God Tamar is
No,
here.
and Hillary's a liar. Again, another white
Yay! I got another wrinkle. I love that.
another white manipulator. Mass manipulator. Sending her white soldiers to get
Sorry, that was kind of cool. I got soldiers now, y'all.
Tamar, how would you diagnose C profile in the African American community? Is he an extremist?
I don't diagnose people. I just talk to them. So we're talking to people.
Happy late birthday, by the way. Have a birthday?
I'm Max Raccoon.
Trash pandas. I love Tarmac. Actually, he's one of the most peaceful people on this app.
It's a choice.
You can tell he's not, Timak's not black, Timak's biracial.
You can always sniff them out. Sellouts.
What, they don't smell like cocoa butter and walnut crabs?
I was just thinking, what kind of clothes to sell out to wear? Because it probably smells really good. It's probably really expensive.
C profile, have you ever been to a clubhouse barbecue? The reason why I ask is because I have a theory that Clown House is actually a roast house. It's technically a barbecue restaurant or, barbecue party. Sometimes you roast individuals in the room, and sometimes you get roasted, kind of like a corn or kind of like a filet mignon. Which kind of meat or corn are you?
Marshall's here. I know we said everything's first favorite.
Favorite white guy. What's going on, Marshall?
Not much of the like pick little brother up to the airport. He's coming in out of the Wanda, Senate's on recess. And he'll be here for like a week and then he gotta go back to work.
Marshall,
Marshall, I just want to caution you, we have a racist in the room that might say some very mean things to you this evening.
Apparently it's a book.
Let's look at that.
And that's another one.
Are actually the people in the room, and I'm the person who's calling them out. So I'm in a room full of racist devils, calling the racist devils out, and they constantly project upon me their own racism. I'm just calling these devils out.
I don't know what they are. Aren't you intimidating these guys?
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
No, seriously though. You're
No, Marshall, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself and go take your privilege and your fucking mediocre ass. You're not working for your job. Not mediocre ass. Not working for your fucking job. Not you didn't earn your career, bitch. You gotta hand it to you, pussy bitch. You got everything handed to you, bitch. You got everything handed to you.
I want to know where the line starts. Wait, hold on, white people. Please tell me where to go because apparently y'all are getting guns, you're getting TVs, you're getting good credit. Marshall got a fucking job, okay? Just saying. Please tell me where the line starts.
Swear, Hillary.
Go to Atlanta or LA?
I am a maniac, bitch. In the comments.
Marshall, also when you pick up your younger brother, can you tell him that candidate Congressman John Kitover told you to tell his senator to stop borrowing and spending on behalf of the American people? Thank you.
What he said was bad. God, I hope not. We're going to debt to her.
The most wickedest people come to this continent, killing, murdering, raping, and then they have the nerve.
I don't like you Canadians. Fuck I hate you Canadians.
You're fucking genocidal maniacs. You're all related to genocidal maniacs. That's what you guys fucking do. Fucking genocidal maniacs related to. And then they try to pretend they're holier than thou. What the fuck is wrong with you fucking them?
Wait. We pretend we're holier than thou. You just call yourself a god. Like, who literally says, I am a god?
It's the only way to respond to you fucking psychos. You You guys are fucking idiots.
No,
LinkedIn
the only way to deal with this guy is just
LinkedIn narcissist. Shut up, Marshall.
hold on, guys. Everyone get up. Everyone get up. Everyone get up. Okay, cool. I gotta do this because you guys are getting sloppy with the rules. So I'm gonna read the rules to you guys again. Rule number one, let's see. Rule number one. Rule number one is no threats of violence. We've had that violated a couple times by one particular person. Surprise, surprise, it was a black guy. No doxing. Stay on topic. Keep your shares brief. Do not interrupt speakers, especially the mods. Number 6, the one that he missed earlier. Mods may interject when appropriate. Number 7, the N and K words are forbidden on stage and in chat because this is the least racist space on all of Clubhouse. Number 8, don't spam the chat. Number 9, do not bring drama here from other rooms. 10, English only, please.
There's only one rule we can break. Why you can't say it? You're right.
So see profile, if you were the president of the United States of America, what would you do for your people?
I would get all the white, I would deport all the white people back to Europe.
It's a long people. But you don't want
Hey,
to.
I have vacation. I am loving this game.
Why'd you come back to profile? Why'd you come back to me? That's a serious question.
Like my nuts hand.
He just trolled you. No, Joe. Why you let him up on stage? That's it, yeah. Oh, you're successful about somebody on TV. Well, sometimes I would like to play with this movie. Respectfully, hold on. Respectfully, we brought him up on the stage, we read him the Lord's Prayer, and then he went on a diatribe about hating white people. It was very weird.
Yeah, it's very weird to dislike people who are actually doing harm right now in real life. Yeah, that's real weird. To hate racist people that are performing racist acts of life, engaging in racist ideology and ruining the country of America. Yeah, they weird. They hate those people. Yeah.
It's powerful, and also he's someone like, not there's no judgment in this, but someone displaying that kind of behavior obviously is going through something, and it doesn't help him at all if you just spit, sarcasm or spit shit back at him, acting like children. So that's my point of view. And sticking to it.
Well, this isn't the first time that C Profile has engaged in this type of communication. This is, I would be willing to bet, generally what C Profile does on this app. Am I correct, C Profile?
Lying, you're doing what white people normally do, which is false narrative creation. This is what white people do. So common. Keep lying. That's all you have. That's all you can do. You lie about history. You lie about who you are, your identity. You lie about racism. You lie about black people. That's
Your name is literally C profile. Just saying.
keep lying.
There's something in your
It's
profile?
not lying. It's right there.
That's what I'm talking about. You're trying to minimize my conversation. You're very manipulative, and that's okay.
Yeah, I'm not that far.
You're manipulative. That's okay.
Always been my friends. That's it. Or make out later or something.
Really weird.
I know, but I'm so good at it though. I still think I have a lot more. He's already had a husband. I don't want this. Fine. Sorry, very acceptable.
C Profile, how would you rate yourself as being a kisser on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being a great kisser, 1 being a terrible kisser.
Not doing sexual things.
I mean, how would you rate yourself as being a patriot? 1 being not a patriot, 10 being a patriot. Because If you want to deport all the white people, I would claim that you might be a real patriot if what you're saying is true.
Yo, bro, ask the women, bro. Ask the women questions, bro. Stop talking.
Okay, my bad. Hillary, how would you rate C profile on his lovemaking skills? 1 being the worst, 10 being the best.
Well, everyone knows you pick the bigger, so. But he did want to snuggle afterwards. So you just got him left and he helped me practice.
C profile, how romantic. I didn't know you were a romanticist. That's beautiful. When was the last time, C profile, you told a woman that you loved her and you respected her?
This racist. Now I'm talking. Now, relationships, bro.
Oh wait, you're a man? I thought you were a woman. My bad. Mojo's profile is throwing me off, and I just came back from the survey.
It's the best you can ever love, okay? I love every best choice you make that.
Dragon fruit, delicious.
Make sure he turned red as a spear.
It's a great question. Who is more racist, Pepe or C profile? I've cast my vote. Let's see yours.
I don't think either of them is racist. I think both of them are, auditioning for the Troll Olympics and doing pretty damn good. Kristen, are you in the bathtub right now?
No, it's not that. Can't be racist.
Yeah, don't tell me what he can and can't do, Kristen. Damn.
Anybody can be racist, but not everybody can be institutionally racist. And that requires having some kind of leverage.
Yeah, I was institutionalized a few times. I didn't have much leverage, though.
Not institutionalized, institutionally racist.
So wait, if you're institutionally racist, how do you deinstitutionalize the racism? Please explain.
Education. The American is miseducated. Learn Eurocentrism. So what that does is it inherently teaches not only does it get passed down through families and tradition, but even if that was to stop, our education system reinforces it. Our media reinforces it. We have to do an overhaul of what we teach people in America, what it means to be American. Right? Because right now, what it means to be American is you believe in this idea of Eurocentrism and the idea that the white person is somehow more significant than other groups of people in the world. And we learn it through our education process. First grade all the way to grade 12. You're basically, every test you take, every cap and gown you get, every time you go across the stage, you had to take exams and tests and study material. It tells you that the majority of the contributions to human civilization have been accomplished by one group of people. This is inherently false. Somehow it's taught over and over and over again.
Oh my God. I think this education is working. I'm feeling deinstitutionalized right now.
It creates cultural arrogance. So for those young white kids, they grow up with this idea that they are inherently somehow more significant because of what they've learned about their identity. For other groups, they grow and learn that they're somehow not significant in the picture of the story of their human history. But this can be detrimental.
Isn't this what critical race theory is teaching? I mean, you're essentially...
It's not critical race theory. I don't read critical race theory. Critical race theory does not cover. Critical race theory is white people's version of how racially taught. Critical race theory does not cover this necessarily.
So would you think that white children are being taught a different perspective than black children?
No, we all are being taught the same perspective. It's Eurocentrism to the majority of schools in this country. There are some private schools, yes, that don't teach this version of the story. But the majority of standardized tests teach a version of sort of this Eurocentric type of teaching that centers the white European as being the primary contributor to human civilization.
Which standardized
What it does
tests?
is it causes the kind of cultural arrogance that makes you think you can talk to me the way you're talking. Like a racist fucking prick.
Which standardized tests? The ACT, SAT, LSAT, which ones?
Standardized test meaning ones from first grade all the way to grade 12 in every state, meaning the majority of standardized tests in public school systems. So you keep asking me these questions in different ways, and it's clear that you're being intentionally dense. And this is the problem with white racist arrogance. They think you don't know what you're talking about, so they try to ask you a question to make it seem like you don't know, and you can't come up with an answer. But you're so fucking stupid, John, that you don't realize that you're in deep waters now.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna ask you a quick question. 232 times 1,000.
I told you, I'm horrible, I'm stupid, remember? I'm dumb. I don't even know how to add the zeros that I'm supposed to. I'm dumb, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But for the people...
I accept your answer.
You're right, I'm dumb, because I can't figure out a random multiplication that you threw at me. Thank you. I don't know.
Just take the multi. Just give
You
me.
realize that.
Add 3 zeros.
Hold on.
I don't know what you do.
You do know that the answer was in the question.
I don't know that I need to add the 3 zeros at the end of the first number you gave me. I don't know, I'm so dumb. So, sorry for being dumb.
That's okay, we forgive you.
Anyway, okay. Say profile, what industry do you work in? Oh, I would never tell you that.
Entertainment, obviously.
I would never tell you that. You know it's correct. Yeah, because you'll actually try to harm me in real life. I'm not stupid. I know that. If you guys knew my identity, you guys would try to destroy me in real life. You don't like to act like me. I asked you to jump. You're evil.
First, we would have to be convinced that you're smart.
You're evil. You're evil. I would never tell you what I know. You're evil. You're absolutely evil. Even you're not employed. Well, yeah. Right? Because I'm whatever you think I am. I'm not employed. I'm a drug dealer or whatever you think. I'm a black street corner drug dealer, man. That's what I am.
Oh my God, thank God. So look, my insurance is really high right now, and I cannot get
And I eat watermelon and fried chicken.
Yeah.
Watermelon is delicious.
How much do you get insulin for?
I just actually want to brag it for right now.
I cannot get a single drug dealer to sell me insulin, dude.
Oh my God.
It's gotta be cheaper than going to Walgreens.
I'm so glad
So
you're here. You've been a really good house member.
You know, C profile. I gotta say, without you here tonight, this room would have been so boring. So thank you for joining us and enlightening the room. And, oh, all right. Well, thank you very little.
I know if you had the chance, John, you would harm me.
You're wrong. You're absolutely. I don't need to do anything. It's the system. It's the European-centric system that has already harmed you. I wouldn't dare harm you.
Dr. Adams would too.
John, you're 100%. Hold on now. John, did you invite C Profile to come out on your yacht?
That's true. The Amistad. Would you like a captain's hat? Hector's gonna be there. I'm inviting all the. I'm inviting all the Chicago Clown House African Americans to join me on the Amistad. I will be bringing Miller High Life and I will be bringing pre-rolled joints for everyone to enjoy the experience. There's girls in bikinis, there's F-30 flies, there's dragonflies. There's beautiful people enjoying the natural resources of our beautiful earth.
There's a couple ugly ones too.
Do you want to come on the Lady Hawk and enjoy the truth of the blessings of peace and love and harmony with our fellow Americans?
It's another raccoon that's on here. Angel. There's a raccoon on here.
Why are you such a racist? Jesus.
I'm reading the book.
Then why are you so nasty about it?
And I said raccoon. How's that nasty? Raccoon is a person who's selling out. That has nothing to do with gender.
Here's your personality.
There we go. White racist. Who hurt you? White people, I told you. White racist people here.
What can touch you?
Okay. community activism in fighting white racist people like yourself, white racist judges, white racist district attorneys. Yeah, I enjoy that very much so. Filing class action complaint, filing class action lawsuits, love it. Love destroying your fucking racist ass system that you rely upon to get your
What's the most recent class action lawsuit? Because I be on top of class action lawsuits, like literally daily.
That happens. Have you seen any live music lately?
Or dead music. Now I'm just a zombie band, and I really want to be at that concert.
You actually delivered it. I told you.
When was the last time you made shit like this? Have you ever been to a bar where you throw axes? Have you been to a...
Is the person that hurt you in this room?
All of you.
Wait, hold on, what did I do?
European centric.
So we're friends, man.
Standardized testing.
I'm gonna cry about it now. Oh my god, Necro is here. I thought you were gonna
Necro's gonna love this.
Let's ask Necro. Necro, has standardized testing of European-centric, has European-centric standardized testing caused white structural racism and white supremacy?
Yeah, I know there's like a discussion about like tests, scores, and having to do with race. I'm not an expert on that subject, so I can't really say.
Well, the good news is we have an expert here.
Well, I'm willing to hear them.
Good luck, Necro.
C profile, meet Necro. Necro meets C
In
profile.
this quarter, we've got C profile weighing in it. We're not really sure, and Necro weighing in it a lot of resentment and anger.
And look at John. John thinking that he could somehow, he still thinks he's selling Negroes instead of a white knight. Yeah, I'm all that is going to stay outside. You can't tell me. No, you can't tell me you stay on topic, bitch. I just wanted to comment. I didn't know he sounded that angry. No, this is a conversation between me and these wannabe slave masters, and then he could sell me into a fight.
Okay, it was college, and I did the whole domination thing for a little bit, but I was really good as person.
Have you seen the movie Lionheart with Jean-Claude Van Damme, C profile? Because that's kind of like a Mandingo fight. You know, Django and...
Oh, wait a minute. Important announcement. Gildas is here. Everything will be... Look, we're going to bring balance to the force with Gildas. Gildas, I want you to meet my new dear friend, C profile. C profile meet Gildas the Great.
It's a trap.
He's the king of the Clubhouse Blacks, and he would like to talk to you.
Sorry,
No, Necro, this is not your turn to speak. Gildas, go ahead.
What's goody? I do think I might have become the king of the blacks on this app. I don't know. I'm trying to vie for the throne.
Well, you got some stiff competition because C profile here is a strong contender for top black on Clubhouse.
You know, C profile, Gildas works in a European-centric university, and if they knew his opinions, they would terminate him for being what they, consider untoward.
He's one of these slave masters think that they're gonna put me into a match with somebody. Not gonna happen.
They try to do a battle royale.
You know, this man he claims to be hurt. He says he was hurt by the white man.
His people.
Oh man. Well, C profile. This is my first time meeting you, man. We can chop it up, but I am curious to know, what happened, man. What went down.
This is your
America.
So you just
We're trying
want,
to understand something.
wait, you just want to ignore your environment.
They're using you, brother. Don't let these brothers use you, man.
Hey man, I don't feel like I'm being used, man. I feel like I'm doing my own thing, but you know, how am I being used?
Put the battery in your back, brother.
You are just an android. Gilda's C profile is the real replicant.
No, that's not what I said. See, that's right there, right? See?
Well,
That part where
I mean, to the.
Well,
Did
by
you hear the part
assuming
where-
that we are using
Did you
him,
hear the part where he said C profile is the real replicant? You see that? He tried to add a level of competition there to try to get some
No, I
content.
said you're the real replicant.
No. You're trying to instigate, and it is so low level that you don't even see how stupid you sound. You say I'm not going to get an argument of the egos with another brother on this platform.
but to say that we are going and trying to use him, put a battery in him.
Hillary, I don't
Why
think
is
this is a good time for a white woman's voice. Please, silence. Let Gildas take care of this.
Yeah, well, see, profile never say.
They say, what? I got him, yo, look. He said, let Gildas take care of it. Look, he cracked up on you, bro. You hear that?
I understand, but you know, everybody on this stage. Let me look. Everybody on this stage, I've had vehement disagreements with. I've gotten in fisticuffs with everybody on the stage. Why? A lot of them don't agree with everything that I espouse. Sometimes we can't even talk to each other for several months because it's like, man, I don't want to talk to that motherfucker Gildas or whatever it may be, man. I'm a fair actor on this app, so you know, if it was a racial topic, you want to talk about, these are my homeboys and shit, my homegirls. But I can disagree with people. I'm a man. I know how to disagree and separate or come to some kind of understanding. So, you know, I'm sincere with my shit.
That's called the credibility part, C profile.
Thank you. The white devil said.
Maybe we can start asking your opinions on capitalism.
Capitalism started with the transatlantic slave trade.
All right. Well,
You're welcome.
What made it
okay,
trans?
brother. I think that capitalism, in its really like newborn form, started somewhere in Italy during the Renaissance, but it didn't get its best unfurling until you got to the United States, and even then it wasn't perfect. But the transatlantic slave trade, I think, was not capitalism. I think that's a mixture of colonialism and mercantilism. That's not capitalism, though.
Mercantilism.
Yeah, like when the government or the state or the king, you know, basically says that our state gets a monopoly over this trade and nobody else can interfere with it, nobody can be an individual and trade against it. You know, basically the state kind of running the economy in so many ways. I mean, not like a socialist economy, but akin to it. Whereas capitalism is free individuals being able to trade with whomever they want to trade with, nationally and internationally.
Are they using standardized testing in a European-centric fashion?
Not at the inception. They weren't doing that.
Really?
But I mean, I didn't get kicked out of another room, but I was just in another room where a similar conversation was being held, and a lot of people maybe conflate the crimes of colonialism and mercantilism with capitalism, and I think that capitalism is one of the only reasons black men like us can call ourselves even semi-free today. If it weren't for the capitalism, we'd still be slaves.
Well, don't forget the Republican Party liberated all this.
If it wasn't for, that's so false. If it wasn't for Haiti, we might still be slaves. Haiti's revolution set off a change and shift in paradigm in the European world. See, when the Haitians revolted, strategize and execute and potentially win at war has changed things. So we had to realize they weren't just dealing with some what they thought were brutes when in actuality European was the actual brute. So we're not going to talk about, for me anyway, I don't try to intellectualize and use words like, capitalism and this one and that one. All these silly words that take away
I
from
really like the whispering tone. If anybody's keeping score, that's voice number 6.
the really weird sort of intellectualizing of history, using these words to try to sidestep, historical events that literally change the path and course of history. It's something funny. I find it to be very popular and common in groups of white Europeans and white people and people who have white supremacy ideology or Eurocentric ideology. They start saying things like, "Oh, that's that's Marxism or this and that," instead of and trying to label things. So busy and focused labeling things instead of actually examining the human behaviors that exist within that thing. Because it's so much more important for people to accredit themselves with knowing these forms of terminology as opposed to actually talking about historical events that change things. Black people weren't freed by law. We freed ourselves.
Yeah, well, I understand what you mean about how inspirational the Haitian Revolution was, but I do have my qualms because insofar as the Haitian Revolution, threw off slavery and defeated the French, I mean, that is the most momentous slave revolt in the history of humankind. The fact they won, Spartacus did not win.
You know about the Gullah Geechee Wars?
I've heard of them, but I'm not.
The Morocco Rebellion?
Okay, all right.
Do you know about? They made another movie about another gentleman, Nat Turner.
Do you know the most decorated Marine in U.S. history is Chesty Puller? His first engagement was in Haiti.
The Gullah Geechee Wars was one of the few times that the American military lost 3 battles back to back against a untrained or supposedly untrained group of escaped humans of African descent who were previously enslaved.
Well,
Human beings.
I recognize that.
So hold on, brother. I'm not done. What I'm saying to you, this is not about your recognition. I care not about your recognition. I don't care about that. What I'm talking about right now is not about a conversation or a debate or point scoring or who sounds what. I don't care about none of that. The reality is that when you look at this, comment section and the comments that people make and how they think and how people have internalized this dehumanization of the African, of the black person today, to the point where black people today will capitulate and try to align themselves with this Eurocentric mentality and sort of tap dance and try to be a puppeteer for these racist white folks, right? It's quite interesting when you're having these conversations about facts about history that it becomes a matter of technicality and this and that. No, we have a story of America, and a lot of the pieces are missing. And I really don't care anymore about Eurocentric viewpoints. I don't care about them.
10 minutes later, you don't care anymore.
And so, what I'm saying to you, you racist devil, John, you piece of shit racist devil, is that
You just broke rule number 4. Please check the rules.
The ideas that I'm presenting, I have no problem calling you a racist devil, because that's what you are. You benefit from racism. You're a racist.
Projection!
And it's okay.
Projection alert! Projection alert!
That seems to be the only vocabulary word you know. So that's okay. I know you're limited. White mediocre people are limited. So
projection alert!
But like I said, hand it to you without working for it. So look, here's the thing, right? At the end of the day,
Projection alert.
this guy got to grow up, man, like a teenager, man. So like I said, at the end of the day, I'm gonna get going because one of the most saddening things in my life that I've heard in my life is coonery, buffoonery. And before I listen to a black man who tries to tap dance in this room and try to capitulate to whiteness and debate me and argue with me in front of these racist white devils, then I'd rather leave and get going. So we know you found a coon that's gonna do your bidding for you. So have a good time, Gildas, and
Projection
you
alert.
won't be here debating with me.
I know where you're coming from, C profile, and I wish you well.
I don't wish you well.
That was positive vibes.
Well, I mean, it's not anything new. It's par for the course. Um, you got a lot of angry black folks. You got a lot of angry black folks, and they haven't really wanted to get into the history or get into the nuances of things. They just know like something ain't right, and it's the white man's fault. And to a certain degree, man, I can understand where a brother like that might be coming from, but it's that unwillingness to engage intellectually that it holds my community back, man. It holds it back. I'll say this in front of white folks. I'll say it in front of black folks. You can call me a coon. You can call me whatever you want. But at the end of the day, you saw what the man did. He's like, this nigga sounds smart. I ain't about to argue this nigga. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to say the N-word. This fool sounds smart. I ain't about to argue.
Hold on, I gotta pause you. Hold on. We gotta pause. We gotta read the rules here. Oh man, I wish you wouldn't have done that, but now it's a formality here. Listen, you got rules here. Number 1, no threats of violence. Number 2, no doxing. Number 3, stay on topic. Number 4, keep your shares brief. Number 5, do not interrupt speakers, especially mods. Number 6, mods may interject when appropriate. Number 7, and this one's for you, Gildas, the N and K words are forbidden on stage and in chat. Number 8, do not spam the chat. Number 9, do not bring drama here from other rooms. And number 10, English only, please. Thank you. I hope that was clear enough for everyone. And continue, Gildas.
Yeah, I sincerely apologize that because I do know the rules, man. And I don't want to bring that kind of, but man, it's just, I don't know. I get a lot of love from Caribbeans, from Africans, continental Africans, from European Africans. They can get it. Sit down and talk with me for a little bit. They're like, okay, Gildas, you ain't so bad. But some of these brothers, they coming in hot off the streets, and their interaction with white folks is police and bad school teachers, and they just look at white people like all of y'all are evil. I get where they're coming from. I don't agree with it, but it's a lot on that. And the brother who just left, like I could tell, like he doesn't want to have the conversation because his arms aren't long enough. He's like, I'm not talk to no scholar or no thinker. Fuck that. I just wanted to like troll the white folks and move on my day. It is what it is. It's happened before. He isn't the first one. He won't be the last one.
Gildas,
I'll land
is
the
it?
plane right there.
Gildas, why do African Americans always say "my people"? My people. So, as an American, if I were to say my people, but also include the African American population of America, would it be inappropriate for me to claim that black people in America are also my people as a white American?
In many of our minds, my people means those of us who have brown skin, dark skin, and went through slavery. So there is no my people that includes white folks, Asian folks, other Americans. Whereas the way you would be trying to use it would be, more all inclusive. Everybody who pays their taxes and gets up to go to work and shit. They're all Americans to you.
Wait, do we live with time travelers in this country? Because I don't think anybody alive today was a slave.
Yeah, but African Americans specifically, or in particular, I should say, do feel like that makes us a singular people. And in many ways it does, but insofar as it begins to cloud your ability to reason, then I reject it.
You know, something that is going to always keep us stupid is our inabilities to see past all of that shit. Because if you want to keep somebody down and you want to keep control over them, what do? Separate them. Tell one group that they are better than every other group, but you go to each of the groups that, and you tell each of the groups not to talk to the other group because X, Y, Z, and then it's easier to control. Small little groups are a whole lot easier to control than a whole lot of people sharing information, knowledge, strength, and standing together against an oppressor. So, just saying, the more people try to singular themselves down and niche down, you know, further away we're ever going to get from having any kind of peace.
Well, what's more destructive, a group of people who oppress people or people who self-oppress themselves?
Well, obviously the latter is worse, but when the latter, when the idea is I'm oppressing myself because I'm oppressed by whites, that's where it starts to get really funky. Because now you've got to say, okay, I shot the man across the street in a drug deal gone bad, not because I just wanted to be a drug dealer and commit crime, but because the white man took so many opportunities away from my ancestors that this is all I felt I was capable of doing to gain some kind of wealth in this world. And now I don't agree with that assessment, but that is how a lot of black folks in America think. They think that the only reason I'm committing crime is because of the original sin, the original crime of slavery and Jim Crow and everything like that, redlining. And so if it weren't for that, then you wouldn't have to worry about me acting out. But because of that, I get to act out. And you should not try to lock me up. If you catch me, you should just let me go. It's a fucked up world in terms of some of that black thinking. I grew up around it. I know it. But it's wrong. It is wrong. And that's not to just sit up here and tap dance for Mojo or anybody else. That's me tap dancing for myself.
Well, I say just join the dance and the partners will find themselves.
Here's what I don't like about the interaction that the two of you had, and it wasn't from your part, Gildas. It was this protectionism of trying to control the conversation to not take place in front of white people, and that kind of reminds me of the lessons my parents taught me as far as keeping a secret as a kid. Anybody outside of your parents asking you to not share things with somebody, you tell your parents. It's kind of one of those things. Like it's almost like safeguarding and protecting a system of psychological abuse because you don't agree with the way that Black America behaves, and at times, or you have certain criticism that you're a coon, or you shouldn't be having that conversation in front of other people. It's really abusive, and I don't think that people really call it out for what it is.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Doc. And it takes a lot of black people a long time to maybe outgrow that influence that black culture has on you to be a race man or whatever you think, whatever you do, it has to benefit the race. And like to a certain extent, I understand. But sell crack to your mama. That's crazy.
You got my mama.
You know what I mean? Like, I had to sell crack to my auntie because racism in the 80s. Nah, that's cap.
Here's my thing. Oh,
I
sorry.
think when you trivialize something like that and then chuckle about it, you are the worst kind of Negro, my brother.
Well, can you explain how I'm trivializing it?
Yes, because you're making it seem as if that people in certain communities are inherently predisposed to certain behaviors because of their race. You are the worst kind of Negro.
Well, again, I don't think I'm attributing anything to race. I'm attributing things to people's
No, you have said, you have used the word black 6 times since I've been in the room the last 3 minutes.
Okay. Well, I mean, we were talking about black. Why was I use the word white?
So no, what you're saying, you were making the point that there are certain mindsets that are attributed or identified with black people.
Not all of us, but some of us, yeah. You disagree?
No, I don't think any mindset is attributed or assigned to a person based on their race. A lot of the reasons why people think and believe what they do is because of the conditions and the exposure that they have.
This is what I just explained, actually.
No, bro, you were using the term black people, black thoughts, black ideals. Those are your words.
Well, again, I would think that there is a segment of the black population that believes that, for lack of a better term, white supremacy is the reason why we might have so much conflict and trauma and violence in some of our communities. Not all black communities are violent, but the headliners are, and they remain
I
that.
think, and we have to understand in America that there were not only laws, customs, guidelines, regulations, and practices that disproportionately affected black people in a negative way. Period, point blank. That is not something that anyone made up or anything like that. We can go through history in any time period up until right now, and you can look at, there are literally lawsuits that are pending related to financial practices that are discriminatory toward black people.
I agree with you. I cannot deny the facts of history.
So
My question, well, let me ask you a question, please, before you go on, because I'm listening to you now. I'm not trying to, yell back and forth. But given that history, why is it that 100% of black people are not criminals? Why is it just this, like, 2 or 3% in our community that endured those conditions, that lived under those racist laws? 98% of us chose not to become criminals, but the 2% that did probably did more to ruin our chances in this country than any slave master did, is what I would go ahead and say. When you start shooting Uzis over crack sales, that's only 2%, 1% of black people in the community, just a few YNs. Everybody else is going to church and going to work, being garbage men and janitors like my father, trying to buy Christmas lights and shit like that, trying to just get along. But it's just that one little segment that kind of ruins it for everybody. So how do you explain that?
Okay. I think you're framing the question the wrong way, sir. I think you're framing the question as if it's a racial question. We live in the
most violent, civilized society in the entire world. Period, point blank. And if you
Wait, and you think we're the most violent modern society? Are you serious?
yes, absolutely.
Okay, give me 3 things that make us the most violent modern society aside from others.
Homicide, assaults, and robberies.
He's describing his own community.
Okay, if I recall correctly, other countries have a higher level of homicide than we do.
No, they don't. no, they don't. There's no.
If you look for the places that have the most violent murders in the world, that the U.S. State Department says to stay away from, yes, they certainly have more murders per capita than we do.
Give me one modern, civilized, developed country that has more crime, murder, however you want to divide. Violent crime.
Mexico is controlled by the cartels. And the use of violence by the cartels.
That is absolutely a lie.
Nigeria.
No, it's not. The Gulf cartel
Rwanda.
and
Uganda.
the cartel run by El Chapo use violence means.
This is where Marshall comes in handy. He does that with it.
Hold on, Marshall, hold on. So, we've got Jamaica, Ecuador, Haiti, Honduras, Mexico, all with higher rates of homicide than the U.S. I can go on.
Okay, so you said homicide, that's now out. Homicide's no longer there.
I think facts are important. Rock, where did you get your facts?
So when I look at you can look at rates true as one determining factor of the most, but I tend to want to look at volume. Just the sheer volume of murders.
So per capita means nothing to you.
Well, of course it does mean something.
Oh, shit.
You were more likely to be the victim of a homicide in the countries that I just listed than in the U.S.
Bro, listen to what I'm saying. In America, just the sheer volume of, think about what I said. I said murders,
Think about it.
assaults, and robberies.
Think about it.
If you combine those, there's no country on earth that behaves, functions, exists.
Well, hold on. I want to give you a list of the robberies. Costa Rica's number 1 per capita in robberies, then Argentina, then Uruguay, then Brazil, then Chile, Nicaragua, goddamn South America, you fucked up. Ecuador, Cape Verde, South Africa, and Mexico, all with higher per capita robberies than the United States.
Then go to assaults. Then go to assaults.
I'll get through all of them, but right now you have to understand that the first 2 that I've looked up are incorrect. I can find countries that are the first 2.
Combined. I said combined.
Okay. I'm gonna pull the map because I'm a big facts guy. I'm gonna go look it up.
And I mean, this is what I wanted to say to the guy who left when he brought up the Haitian. But even well, hold on. Let me just get the thought out, Rock, and you can respond to it or not. Well, I was interrupted. There's this animosity about how to get revenge against white supremacy, and in one extent maybe it's valid, but the problem is that I haven't heard anybody come up with a plan for what we do after the revolution, and that's the problem that Haiti had. They did a successful revolution. That wasn't the problem that Haiti had. You don't know your history. The imperial powers.
You got mad that somebody interrupted you, and now you're doing the interruption.
No, because he says
Good one,
he's staying
Marshall.
up.
I have learned to love Marshall, not to hate Marshall. Just don't interfere with Marshall, and that means don't talk to Marshall.
Well, let him finish. The problem with Haiti is after the revolution is that they were excluded from the trade goods and services in the northern hemisphere. and we're excluded. And what sort of economy did they try to wreck in their constitution after the Haitian Revolution? When you read through the Haitian Revolution's constitution, and you see that they're saying, well, we have to make the peasants go back and work on the farm. They didn't adopt a free market stance. They didn't adopt a stance that would have been friendly to America's economy. If they had done that, they might have fared a lot better. They wanted to reimpose a caste system. Okay, and insofar as they're going to do that, they're not going to be some kind of economic engine that any country wants to do business with, especially after they've done a slave revolt. It is what it is. Bro, if they had been able to get a fair market value for their coffee, sugar, other agricultural products, they would not have.
I'm really confused. You're actually going to argue would have had better castes and lower castes, where certain black people in Haiti got treated like princesses and princes, and certain other black people in Haiti got treated like dog shit? Isn't that the exact same problem you had before? Just saying.
I'm talking about the economy of the nation. I'm not even addressing that. Their customs of their society is something that they have to deal with. I'm talking about the economics of why they have never been able to be a viable economic power in the northern hemisphere. That's what I'm talking about.
In what universe does the idea of reimposing a caste system not like screw people?
So have we?
And at what point is imposing?
We don't as Americans.
And at what point is imposing the caste system imposing the same behavior that you now have criticism of?
If you're from the Chicagoland area, economic partners based on their customs and ideals match ours.
Entire point. If you think it is wrong to reign over.
Hold on, let me interrupt.
How much?
Let me interrupt. Okay, so the top 10, I'll give you number 10 for is Mexico for most combined homicide, robbery, serious assault per capita.
Funny concern if I get just a minor car accident. We're wrapping up a long push here. It's late Saturday night.
America is not in the top 10. So facts matter, people.
Yeah, and so you're telling me how many murders happened in England the past year?
That's not the point. The point was
No, that's the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making.
Hold on.
I asked the question.
Hold on.
I asked the question.
Hold on. When I looked them up individually, you said that you weren't happy with that.
No. I'm asking.
Hold on.
I'm not trying to argue with you.
You listed all three of them, and then I said, okay, well, when it comes to homicide, U.S. isn't in the top 10. Then you said, okay, well, what about robbery? And then, nope, not in the top 10. What about assault? Not in the top 10. And then you said, well, you got to blend them all together. So then I blend them all together, and I gave you the top 10. And now you're saying, hey, let's talk about the homicides. It's like, make up your mind. You're looking for some piece of data that would back up the incorrect information that you speak. And the bottom line is you don't know what you're talking about.
I live in this country, and I've traveled abroad in Europe and in South America.
Wait,
Then why are you so wrong?
make up for facts? Are you kidding?
No. What I'm saying is, I've lived in Europe in a country of 17 million